Hello everybody, how's it going? We're playing some Minecraft today. Hope everybody's doing good. I am so tired. I don't know what it is, but well, I do know partially why I'm tired. But I mean, it doesn't usually bother me this bad. I was up till late. I was up till late last night. I don't know how late it was. It was probably 4. But I was up a while, and my weekend travels, of course, that was tiring. And I don't know. I'm assuming it's my allergies are acting up right now, which is not great. I've been taking some meds for that, so hopefully that gets things under control. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Also, that was almost really bad. I have some pumpkin spice here to help brighten my day. Congrats on grabbing first, by the way, Swiftu. So today what we're going to be doing is just a little cliff section there, which will just kind of blend into what we're doing over here, which will eventually extend out beyond. But we're also going to be working on a couple of trees. We're kind of back in another cycle of constantly doing things that we've been doing for like the last couple of weeks, but you kind of have to, if I'm entirely honest. It's unfortunate, but you do have to do those boring cycles of like, oh yeah, I'm gonna build like 20 trees, which hopefully won't take an hour each this time. That's the hope anyway. We'll see. I'm apparently flying. Okay. There we go. That's better. Okay, happy Canadian Thanksgiving. Thank you. Happy Canadian Thanksgiving back to you, Nuggy. Hope today was a good day to be thankful for. I don't know. I gotta go. Have a good stream and a good night. All right, see ya, Nuggy. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. It was good seeing you. Hope you have a good day. We'll tear out that house and clean up things after I'm a little closer to being done. But as of right now, we are kind of uh we are kind of, for the most part, starting to wrap up this area. The main intent right this second is basically just finish as many sections as we can before the beginning of the next year. And then we're gonna hard focus to just get everything, and I mean absolutely everything, done in 2025. That way we can either move on to the next King SMP season, which will have a whole lot of special things going on with it. We've talked a little bit about it here and there, but I'm not ready to announce like anything confirmed. But there are some things that we will be doing with the next season that I think is going to make it really cool anyway. Like I said, I can't talk about it yet until I know for sure who I've got in terms of volunteers and all that kind of stuff. But I'm excited. I'm kind of hyped a little bit. Okay, we're gonna go and build this tree while we talk. So this opening chat is gonna be probably the most random start. I think I know what I will do with my will. Whoever killed me gets everything. If I'm shot, he or she gets it. If I fall off a building, the owner of the building gets everything. Whatever kills me gets everything. Oh boy. That's not gonna incentivize people to kill you. Not at all, no. Why would that happen? Oh no. Well, hopefully that goes to plan, Swifto. I hope for your sake nobody does try to kill you, but if somebody does, I guess like I hope your lawyers and your family will respect your wishes there. Ooh, new King SMP stuff. Yeah. It's gonna be exciting. I'm hopeful that everything will kind of work out. But I'm not gonna hold my breath necessarily either because, well, A lot of what I want to do relies mostly on volunteers, and as of like right now, we don't really have volunteers, if that makes any sense. Why isn't it rendering the layers? What layer are we on? 115? Okay, yeah, there we go. It was just too high. So, right there. That's where we need to be. I love new King SMP stuff. I mean, I can talk a little bit about what we want to do, or what I've said I wanted to do. But, like I said a little bit earlier, I can't promise anything, unfortunately. You know, like I've been saying pretty much this entire time, unfortunately, we do heavily rely on volunteers, and to find the people that I am so picky to get, it's kind of a 1 in a million chance, is what it feels like, which isn't great. But I've got some ideas, big ones being, like, to expand the community and have more people on the server at all times. We're actually going to go out of our way to try to get more people onto the server that are content creators. And we're going to build the server around their community's needs. So, you know, it's not just going to be, like, my SMP necessarily. Like, yeah, I still own it. I'm still going to be doing probably the bulk of the streaming on it, but other people can invite their communities to play on here instead of it being so heavily reliant on me. Which will also include, like, a whole new Discord server and a lot of other things that I probably won't talk about just yet. But I've also got some other ideas that'll kind of keep things spiced up a little bit. I've been watching a lot of other people's streams of servers that they enjoy playing, and I've been collecting some ideas just from watching that. I kind of wanted to take a Mojang approach to this, because, like, after seeing what they did for bundles, and, like, how they decided, you know, when the bundle was good enough, they watched people's gameplay and they were like, okay, so people are doing this, what could we do to make their inventory a little cleaner? And so that's basically what I'm doing, sort of, to an extent. Seeing what people enjoy, seeing what people really don't enjoy, and then adjusting things as I can for the next plan. The unfortunate thing will be that the next full season, I should say, we might do some, like, little experimental seasons just to have some fun with it. But the next season will definitely have a longer break between, you know, like, oh yeah, we're ending this season and we're starting the next one. Like, there's gonna be probably a pretty significant break period, which is gonna kind of suck, but also it's gonna lead to us having a lot more work that we can do to it. It used to be just we had to rush and get things finished, and that's not really what I'm interested in doing anymore. You know, I'm always available to do anything and everything. I know you need a ton more people. That's the thing. Like, I have people who can help, but the problem is I need a lot of people who can help. So it doesn't make sense for me to, like, pick up 1 or 2 or even 3 people when I need, like, realistically, let me think. I think I need 10 people, all with different roles and responsibilities, if I remember correctly. which is a lot. I recognize that. And more specifically, like if we go into the fact that I want to bring content creators, that's not including them. Like that is a lot of people who I don't want to have any moderator privileges added to them. Not because I don't want them to have power or anything like that. In fact, I think it'd be great if they could moderate, but it's better for them to just be able to focus on their stream and have moderators who actually are dedicated to just modding. That is one of the things about that. Okay, let me catch up here. I can't always lend a little hand when it's needed. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know if I gave the form back, but I did say a creator role is a good idea. I think the main thing is people don't enjoy the game anymore, or SMPs, their creativity is running out, which I'm not sure how, but that's something I see a lot. It happens every Minecraft update cycle. People fall out of love with the game, and they go, you know, this isn't fun to me anymore. Blah 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 blah. Which is one thing I am going to address, I think, with the SMP updates when we get there. Probably. We talked about this on stream one time, so I'm not gonna stray away from it, but we talked about boss fights and stuff. We're gonna have like a storyline that people can follow along with its own set of videos and stuff. Yes, I do have the spice. How's it going, Earth Hydra? Good to see you, dude. So that will hopefully bring people in for streams at least, and also bring people in for making videos, because there is things going on in the server, and we're not going to communicate all that stuff with like the creators necessarily. Like there's going to be like, okay, let me try to explain this, I suppose. There's like different levels of content creator when it comes to the SMP. Which will basically have your core creators who are like the main characters, for lack of a better word. They're your people who are in the know on what's going on story-wise. They're the people who are who are going to be making videos and streams, and they're going to be there for every event. Then you've got your side creators who just create on the server because they enjoy it, and they're finding out the story as it unfolds, and it's all a surprise to them. Those people are going to really be great for those events, because it's not going to be scripted to them. You know, there are going to be scripted parts with us, like the main creators necessarily. But for them, like, this is all stuff that they have to react to and figure out what they're doing in the world to react to things. You know, it's not necessarily just a static world that you're the only thing influencing, I guess. I don't know if any of that made sense. I tried to make it make sense. The main thing about the creator role right now that we aren't doing with the SMP, and that's kind of intentional right now, is this season, like, nobody wants to start I keep saying the word necessarily. I need a new word. But there's a lot of people who don't want to start in the middle of the season. They want to start from the beginning with the server when they're streaming it and stuff. And once I have some people for sure committed to being interested in streaming on the server and stuff, and we're fully committed to like a proper schedule, then I'll probably go, yeah, okay, now we can start dishing out this role, and we'll figure out like what the metrics need to be, because realistically I can't just give it to everybody willy-nilly. I do think I agree though, you do need to have that creator role out there somewhere. And it does need to be something attainable, especially when this server does turn into a network. The server network is like something I am really hyped about. However, I'm not sure we're gonna get there anytime soon, to be entirely honest. It's seeming more and more like a distant dream. But I'm gonna keep trying for it. I'm gonna keep going and pushing and trying to get somewhere. It's just like I said, it is a lot of work. It is a pretty distant dream. We'll see. Anyway, let me catch up here on chat. I'm just yapping. Hi Reggie Weggy, hey Spicy, how's it going? Good to see you. An interesting thing for streamers is having a thing where people give their community a link with their name in the server, and it tracks the people using it, and they can get rewards on something based on that. Yes. And I've been thinking about referrals and stuff, and I do know how to do it to a certain degree. There are some plugins out there. I'm just not 100% certain what the reward would be, because I'm not gonna pay people to refer people to our server when I get paid nothing. We're not doing microtransactions, at least not on King SMP. Now, when we get to server network status and we're like actually making mini games and stuff, then we can go into cosmetics and all sorts of crap like that. But you know, until then, like I can't afford to pay anybody anything. We could make it so that's their reward, though, I suppose, if you can refer 10 people or something like that. I don't know. You refer a certain number of people and they join through your link, then you get the content creator role or something like that. That's actually not a bad idea, Swifto. I kind of like that idea. I don't know if that's what you were kind of alluding to, but that's something I like anyway. How are you other than tired? I'm all right. I'm tired. I don't know if it's allergies or if it's something worse than allergies, but I'm assuming it is just allergies because my medicine has helped a little bit with it. But last night and today has been kind of like on my body. It's been very exhausting. Here's your hydrate and stretch. Thank you for the lurk, Earth Hydra. Okay. I love storylines with quests and NPCs. I pitched for Jared's SMP. He attempted it, but didn't have the people. But the way he was going was great. He just didn't know how to do it. I see. Yeah, that is the main issue with like doing lore and stories and quests and whatnot. You need like so many people to help pull it off realistically. But the storyline with quests and events is great. Yeah, I agree with that. Per se, just use that. Per se is a good one. I should probably be using that as well. Expand my vocabulary a little bit. 7 minutes before deadline. Oh, you finished your story. Okay, gotcha. Well, hopefully it turned out good. The ending is bad, and I didn't have time to proofread and messed up a comma that may very well change the entire plot of the story, so that's fun. Oh, no. Hey, Beetle Party. Hope you're doing good. Maybe some in-game things, but I'm not sure what. OP Legends did that. They would give you creator, and then if you got like 60 people on your link or so, they would make you partner, giving you more things. Okay. So, yeah, what we could do then, tie it into something very similar to that. So, if you get... This is just me spitballing, not giving you any hard numbers. Just gotta say that. Because otherwise somebody will say, well, you said an insert time here that you were doing this. I'm not. I'm just spitballing ideas. So what we could hypothetically do is we run it where you have to get, like, say, I don't know. Just throwing out some basic numbers. We'll change it when we actually realistically figure out what people can obtain and what people are gonna have to work to obtain. But say you do like 10 referrals, gets you the creator role, and then if you get 50, then you get your own spawn outpost that you can have a warp to. And then if you get something like 100 after that, then you get like another tier up. And eventually it just starts doubling over until like you're at the point where it's just absurdity and there's no way you can get higher than that realistically. But that might not be a bad idea, because we talked about it before with inviting other creators to the server. Like, you have to give them their own spawn area because they're going to want to be able to build with their community, and you start running into like all these like sub communities within your one community, which throws a whole lot off. Maybe if you get a certain amount of invites, then people can maybe you can like be officially incorporated into like the main lore or something. I don't know. Did the prophecy come true? The prophecy from Swiftu about my supposed girlfriend? No, it did not. I was pretty much with my mom the entire day, which is fine. I enjoyed it. It was fun, but I did not have much time to socialize. Now, maybe somehow, some way, I did unintentionally get closer to fulfilling the prophecy, but it's unlikely. I did find out that it is National Singles Day or something like that on November 11th, I want to say. And now that's my goal, is to not be single on National Singles Day. If we can just do that, I'd be pretty content. Let's see. You can learn so much from other people. When you run out of ideas, just steal them. Yes, absolutely. I stole an idea the other day. I'm debating whether or not I actually want to make the video. Let me see if I can find it and if I want to share it. I wrote it down when I was really tired one night, so it wouldn't surprise me. I might actually do it. Never mind. Never mind. I'm not gonna share what it is. I might do it. But there's a new video that I kind of want to make. I'm not sure. It's a dumb idea, but it would be kind of funny. And there's some ways you could go about it after you do the one. So there's like some amount of reusability, I guess. Okay. OP Legends didn't have rewards. They promoted you and they allowed you to give away in-game items for videos and streams. That's not a bad idea, but again, the problem you run into is like what can you actually give away on an SMP? We might be doing some custom items, but I'm gonna try to actually just do away with all of the custom items, to be entirely honest. Minus maybe some lore things. If we get deep enough into storylines and stuff, I would be interested in having some special items for lore purposes that people could get. And especially like when we do custom boss fights and stuff, everybody will get a special item for participating or whatever. Okay. Yeah, poster ideas are good. Maybe things like custom quests could be cool as well. Yeah, having like a custom quest line if you reach a certain amount of people. That could be fun. I'm trying to think of some other fun things you could do. You could... I don't know. There are a lot of things, and like you said, you could do shout outs and stuff as well. So if you reach a certain amount of referrals, we'll throw you in the shout out channel, and that'll ping some people. Maybe if you, because the main idea right now that I've got for like, especially first wave creators who like, these are people that were invited to the server to, you know, bring their communities along. They don't need referral codes for any of this. They were the planned people. You know, those people, like, they're already going to be having their stream basically shouted out automatically every time they go live, regardless of if it's on the SMP or not. But maybe we could add a way that people could get to that if they weren't a part of that first wave because of, you know, a certain amount of referrals or whatever. I don't know. It's not a bad idea. That I do like it. I just gotta think about it a little bit more, probably. Because there's gotta be rules about it, too. Like, if you reach 200 referrals or whatever, and then you quit playing altogether, like, you have to be removed at some point, because... King SMP... The King SMP Discord server, whenever it gets made, it's going to be about King SMP. Like, there's going to be places for you to be off-topic and talk about whatever you want. But at the end of the day, the expectation is that going lives and stuff in there are going to be about going live on King SMP instead of like, oh yeah, now I'm playing... I'm trying to think of something that wouldn't make it sound like I'm talking about one of my friends, because I'm not. But, you know, somebody that quits Minecraft altogether and doesn't play on King SMP anymore or whatever, they're not going to just show up in the going live section. There's going to be a way you could lose it, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Dang, I see Swifty giving people false hope. I was going on a mission to try to find the girls. I went to a funeral, then church twice. Dang. Any luck? To get there, you must put yourself out there. My procrastination issues go crazy right now. There was no opportunity for me to go be social, to be honest. I was kind of just... I was locked in a room. For the most part, which was fine. I didn't mind. I was helpful there. I just wish I was able to, you know, actually go and do other things as well. But who knows what might come out of that, you know? That's the thing, like... I think we focus too hard on the immediate results when that's not what matters. You know? Like, who knows what would have happened because of the fact that I did go. And I still talked to people while I was gone. That I already know, you know? Does that make any sense? I don't know. I really don't. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, you know, being gone doesn't necessarily mean I had to meet somebody new, I guess. So I don't let on as much as I actually should. I do know, like, a lot of people, okay? And I interact with a lot of people. And just because I didn't see, like, any results there while I was gone and who I was with. You know, for example, I talked to Anthony while I was gone, and before anybody goes like, oh, you're talking to Anthony about this stuff, like, no, what I mean is, like, Anthony might know people who I get introduced to later on, and because of that conversation I had while I was gone, you know, maybe he introduces me to somebody new one day, and who knows what happens out of that. That's what I'm trying to say, I guess. I realized what I was saying was starting to get more and more, how do you say it? I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say, really, but my point is, like, the things you do aren't always for immediate gains. Okay. My procrastination issues go crazy right now. Procrastination is fun. I'm really good at that. Oh, I fell. Can we get back up? Yes, we can. Okay, sweet. This is a good climbing tree. Reg, your soul is too pure. I don't know if I should say thank you for that, but I'm gonna say thank you. Thank you. I don't know if that was supposed to be a compliment. It may have just been a statement, and you know, that's fine too. The funeral had some good girls, but they were the family of the person who died, so it's kind of disrespectful to flirt. First church saw no girls and left soon. Second was really small and had 2 girls who were a bit too young for me. That sounded wrong, don't quote it. But it might start, but I might start doing tech stuff there. Not the first one? Okay. Well, I hope that all goes well. Who knows? Like I said, and I do stand by this statement. You never know what'll happen out of that. They may not be the ones, but maybe they have an older sister who they'll introduce you to one day, and that might lead to something. Or they have a friend, or because you're there and you're helping with the tech stuff, one day somebody might, I don't know if they live stream, but a lot of churches do. Maybe they live stream it, and somebody goes to the church because you live streamed, and that person you meet is the one. You know, literally, it is butterfly effect kind of stuff, I guess. Right? Maybe butterfly effect isn't really the right term here. Ripple effect. It is ripple effect kind of stuff. That's the thing. Especially this last week, I feel like my wisdom has grown by exponential amounts, which is so weird, because I thought I was, like, already pretty decently wise, but I've stopped looking at those short-term gains and gone, you know, what could this lead to in the future instead? And that's brought me a lot of peace of mind. My bad, sorry, it was a compliment. Oh, no worries, no worries. Also, if you posted a link, I cannot see it. We ban all links, so I cannot see that. As for school, first girl I can think I'm getting her open more. Second one, I don't know, maybe. Who knows? Who knows? Let me go kick a rock so I can get a girlfriend. Who knows? You might kick that, like, rock, and then it causes somebody to trip one day. And, you know, it was an old lady, and she broke her shoulder, and you just happen to go see her outside, and you help her, like, get up, and you call 911. And, you know, that old lady's granddaughter comes running out to also help, and, you know, it was love at first sight. It could happen, as dumb and silly as it could it sounds. Like, it is legitimately a thing that probably has happened. And, you know, she doesn't need to know that you nearly killed her grandma. It wasn't intentional. So, like, just don't say it. I'm not into the grandma. Well, don't date the grandma. I legit want to know what sets you free. How can you continue to have faith? Like, you know, honestly, part of it is just the mentality of like, I really don't know, I guess, is the truth. I just am what I am. And I let that kind of be to a certain extent. You know, like, obviously, I do a lot of self-examination. I mean, you guys hear me all the time talk about, like, my innermost deep thoughts of, like, oh, yeah, am I, like, a terrible person? And, like, I'll think about it, I'll reason about it, and I'll figure stuff out. But after a certain point, you just kind of gotta go, you know, like, not everybody's gonna like me. I am who I am, and, you know, if I'm not a bad person, it's okay to just stay who I am. And in other parts of life, you realize that you need to grow, and you work on those things. But in those other spots where, you know, I guess kind of look at it like a deck of cards. You know, you have all your cards, and you're ready to play a game. And you're playing the game of life. And you have a pretty crappy hand, you know, you're dealt a whole bunch of like 2s, 3s, and 4s. Well, you slowly work up your other parts of life, your other cards, and you try to trade those out for, you know, kings, aces, queens, jacks, whatnot, you know. And slowly but surely you're gonna get there on some of those cards. And once you're happy with it, like, you know, play that card. You don't have to hold on to it forever. It's not gonna kill you. Did that actually fall all the way down? It did. Wow. Okay. But it's one of those things where it's like, You're trying, oh my gosh, these leaves suck. It's one of those things, you're trying to basically just trade your crappy cards for better cards. And, eventually you get there, eventually you figure it out. And, you know, it's one of those things, you'll get happy with certain parts of your life. And you're not gonna have to worry about it anymore. You're gonna go, you know, I'm okay with this. But you know what I'm not okay with? I'm not okay with this one aspect of my life. I really want to change it. For example here, I could be more physically fit. I want to be more buff. You know, that card is like a 2. Okay. Well, we're gonna train that up to like a 10. You know, it's not even a jack or a queen or a king or an ace. You know, it's none of those. It is, in fact, it's a pretty good card though. You're gonna get up to a 10 and you're gonna go, yeah, this is good. But you know what's really falling behind? I feel like my relationships are falling behind. And that can include friendships, it can include family relationships, it can include romantic relationships, whatever. And so what you do is you go, yeah, I'm going to work on that now. And you're going to keep your fitness. You're going to keep that up because you're going to maintain it. You're not necessarily going to be working harder on that to push yourself into, you know, oblivion, because one thing I find a lot of people do struggle with fitness is like they push themselves too far and too hard, and then there's no time for anything else in life. Once you get to a certain point and you can maintain, and be happy with it. You know, you don't have to keep going and pushing that bar farther and farther and farther. Like, you can if you want, but after a certain point, you're gonna get there. And then, like, with your friendships and relationships, that's a 5. It could definitely be better. So you're going to start working on making more time for family and friends and loved ones. And, that's going to slowly get up there. And once you get there with it, it's pretty easy to maintain, because the truth of the matter is friendships and all that kind of stuff most of it can be just broken up into like, oh yeah, we had a lot of fun moments together. And so, like, for example, my friend and I, we didn't talk for like 8 months, maybe even longer than that. And we picked up, like, we hadn't had any time between that moment and the last time we talked. And now we talk every week. And, like, it's not even like we talk a ton every week. It's just, like, him and I have maybe an hour phone call total. So, once you have those things, you don't have to sit there and, like, work as hard on them as you used to. Because once you have it to a certain point that you're happy with and you're like, yeah, this is good, you just maintain it. At least that's all my personal opinion. I could be wrong. I'm not a therapist. I should probably just mention that, because I've heard people get sued for this kind of stuff if it's given as professional advice. I'm not a professional, I promise. I could probably be a professional. Although I think, like, all of the, like, degrees that I'd have to get for being a professional would basically tell me that what I'm doing is unethical or whatever. From what I've heard, a lot of places that deal with, like, mental motivation and awareness and stuff, they tend to just be too gentle with you. And I feel like when you go there, you want to just be told why you're wrong, what you're doing wrong, what you could be doing better. And I know, like, ultimately at the end of the day, that's what you need to decide and what you need to think about. But I don't know, for me, it's like, if I'm at the point of paying somebody else to tell me, I just want them to tell me. Let's see. Dear King, I love you, Derek. As a friend, okay. Find a girlfriend, Brad. I would love to. I would love to. It's just not as easy as it sounds. National Singles Day is coming up, so it'll hopefully be before then. We'll see. You know what, King, go find a grandma to love. Are you okay? You sound very sad. I'm not sad, I don't think. Maybe I sound sad, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. Now you got me questioning myself, Derek. What the heck? Like me, that's a 50% eat protein. Tons and tons. I mean, like, you need, like, a whole lot of other things than just protein, but protein is a big help, that's for sure. It's one of the bigger parts of working out is, eating right. But you need, like, fiber and, you need calories, and you need certain kinds of fats. Not all fat is bad, believe it or not, guys. There is actually some healthy fats out there that you probably should be eating. There's a lot of other things that go into working out than just, like, lifting heavy things. But I'm not, like, super well educated on that topic, so I'm gonna just say, like, I don't really know what I'm talking about on that, and I'm not afraid to, talk about that, I guess. Alright, I don't know, man. People are too confusing. That's why I'm not going to date. I'm gonna find Atlantis. fair enough. That would be fun. That would be more fun than going on a date. See, I'm not like a huge fan of dating, especially the way it is with today's culture. Dating isn't what it used to be. And that just makes me sound old. But it used to be something entirely different, and nowadays, like, it's kind of garbage. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot more to dating than crap, I missed that. Okay. There's a lot more to dating though than what people see it as now, in my opinion. See, like to me, dating is more about trying to find that person that you want to spend your life with. Where I feel like everybody else is looking at it more like test driving a car. And instead of just committing to buying the car, and I'm not trying to say women are objects here, okay? Let me finish my train of thought here. But instead of just committing to buying their car, then they just go, you know what, I'm gonna have it on lease from, or maybe even just renting it from the dealership instead of committing to it. It's like, no, that's not how that works. If you're not gonna commit to somebody, then don't date. I think that's a huge problem with just Gen Z in general, and I mean, not even just Gen Z. I mean, there are other people out there, other generations that are guilty of this. It's just Gen Z is in that boat right now where they don't... I'm gonna offend you guys, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. No, I'm not. I'm not sorry. And you know, that's why I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm not sorry. But Gen Z doesn't want to commit to anything and they don't want to grow up. And frankly, it's kind of why I'm sick of them. No offense to any Gen Z out there, but all the offense. Take offense to it. I am within your generation and I find you guys abysmal. So, screw you guys. What are you gonna do about it? You're Gen Alpha? What? What do you mean? How? Hold on. When does Gen Alpha start? (2010) 2010? What? Nah. No. 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 That's awful. Okay, by the way, that tree, that one right there looks fantastic. King, that was 14 years ago. No! No! No, do not tell me that. No! No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was. Crap. Oh. I swear, guys, that was just a couple of years ago to me. We are closer to 2028 than we are to 2019. No, no, okay. Stop. 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 You guys need to stop. This is awful. The first thing you're doing wrong is paying for a therapist. You never know, you could find a pretty fish to marry. How do we always get into dating within the first hour? Because it's one of the most important topics of our generation. Because everybody's lonely in our generation. Everybody's sad, depressed, and on the brink of breaking. And that's not me trying to just be depressing. That is just the truth. You can look up the statistics of male loneliness in the US. It's pretty high. It's only gotten higher. It'll keep getting higher. That's why we probably talk about it a lot, because I'm sure a lot of us probably tend to fall in that group of, one, you're probably a dude. Statistically speaking, my audience is like 90% dudes, which is fine. Men are awesome. Women are cooler, but men are awesome. You're probably lonely, because statistically speaking, most people who watch Twitch are probably watching it because they're kind of lonely. Which says a lot about me, because I watch Twitch a lot. Or 3, which is the alternative here. You probably are deeply empathetic. Yeah, empathetic. And so you feel what a lot of other people are feeling. And so the people around you, who are single and lonely, you know, they probably tend to also fall in that boat, and so that's a topic close to your heart. That's a guess, anyway. Agreed, so if you say Gen Z, I can't be offended now. Gosh, apparently King think about it was 14 years ago. 2013 being Gen Alpha makes more sense, to be honest. It does, but honestly, 2010 does make sense as well. The cultural shift by then makes sense to me anyway. Because 2008 was a turning point for a lot of the world. The market crash especially. So 2 years after that fact is when you're gonna have people who will know nothing about it and probably haven't felt the impacts of the 2008 market crash, housing market crash. So that's part of it. That's the rise of the iPads and the like gaming consoles in every house. A lot of people were returning from war around that time. That was our post war on terror, really. I mean, we still were in those other countries. We still were. But a lot of that just kind of... We stopped fighting as hard in those areas. So it makes a lot of sense to me that it would be 2010 for the beginning of that generation. And then, you know, just a couple years later, that's when the movie industry had its golden age, in my opinion, of superhero movies, especially. I mean, like, the Tobey Maguire stuff came out before all that, but that's when the MCU picked up. 2012 Avengers. We had a lot of good animated movies around that time period. You know, Disney was picking up speed, for sure. So I think it makes sense for it to be 2010. It just doesn't feel right that that was 14 years ago. King deflecting on society. 2019 was like 3 years ago, I wish. It feels like 3 years. Hey Ranger, good to see you. Try dating, and now that I know what it is like, I can say that I'm not into it. I never could say for sure until I tried it, and I can. That's fair, Spicy. That is fair. I only like the idea of dating because of the result. Which I think is something Gus said, which, by the way, hi Gus, how's it going? Good to see you. Post 2008 market crash to 2025 market crash. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to buy so many stocks during it. I will be so rich because I know it's all going to bounce back. So I'm just going to watch it crumble, and then I'll pick everything up after the fact. I hate dating for real, but the results is all that matters. So I'll go through the pain of doing like 12 dates or whatever, spend a year, you know, and if we can get together for a full year, we're good and we're falling, and we're still in love by the end of that. Put a ring on it, honestly. There's no reason to be dating for longer than a year, in my opinion. Maybe I'm just... Okay, there's no reason for you to be dating for a full year and then not at least have plans in place to get married. If you've been dating longer than a year and there's no plan in place to get married whatsoever, I'm a little concerned. Not trying to be judgmental, but more so just a thing of like, okay, and this doesn't apply to everybody, okay? This applies to people over the age of 18. When you're dating no longer just for fun and for the fact that you're in high school or middle school, but more so like, oh yeah, I'm actually trying to get my life together kind of stuff. Alright. No, you take that back. 1940 was the golden era. Go watch The Shop Around the Corner. I hate dating for real, but the result, you see, I don't see that. Bro, gonna be a one-girl wonder. That's the idea. That is the plan. Whether or not that happens, that's like another question. And I'm sure we'll probably talk about it at some point during this stream because we're just blazing through the dating topics. Okay. Crap. Yeah, there we go. Oop, gave me that back. Thank you. Okay. One girl wonder is crazy. That is a hot take. Not everyone thinks the same. I personally want to get married and have kids. Me too, Gus. Me too. Get married, have kids, live on a farm somewhere. But not like a real farm. I don't want to necessarily be a farmer, but I want to have like a huge space where I can like let my family grow up and enjoy their life, you know? Like that to me is the American dream right there. Gosh. Cause that to me anyway, that sounds like something I could truly be happy with. It feels oh crap. I tried to delay the ads. I think they're still gonna play though, my bad. So if the ads do start playing, I'll just take a quick break. But to me, that sounds like pure happiness, because, like, it's got everything I want. It's a big yard where I can, like, mow the lawn. Like, I love mowing the lawn. I can have, like, family cookouts. That's pretty cool. I can invite my friends over. We could do a whole bunch of stupid things in the yard. Like, that also sounds pretty cool. So, like, that's my idea of, like, joy right there. That sounds like fun. I get that, but I just see it as a distraction. That's okay. I just majorly disagree. That's fair. I'm more of a one Gus wonder. That's cool, too. I'd be at your wedding, though. I don't see spending my life with someone I truly love and someone who truly loves me as a distraction, having the opportunity to have a family and watch it grow, being able to pass on more of a legacy. Yeah, that feels like satisfaction to me anyway. But again, like, I mean, to each their own. Like, everybody's got their own ideas of what they want out of life and what will make them ultimately satisfied by the, time that they're at the ripe old age of 200 years old or whatever. More than likely, nobody's going to reach that age, but, maybe you're the first one who reaches 200 years old. Congratulations, you are a, specimen. Ads, bruh. What a nice big space to blow stuff up. Exactly, Admiral. I'll pause that topic for now just because of the ads, but as soon as they're done, we'll talk about that kind of stuff again. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna build this tree. You guys will not miss anything important whatsoever, hopefully. I guess if they're using Opera GX, they can pop me out in their window, but I'm not gonna assume everybody's using GX, because it's honestly not my favorite. I would delete it if Twitch wasn't, like, being a pain in the butt and only worked on GX. Also, I should probably read Minecraft chat too, shouldn't I? Derek secretly doesn't want King to get a girlfriend. He wants King all to himself. I think you might be onto something there, Bionics. Okay. Boop. Okay. Twitch now does that natively, at least Brave does. Oh, okay. That's awesome. If that's the case, that is huge. I haven't been able to watch Twitch on Brave in a while, because for whatever reason it doesn't even, like, let me log in, usually. So I've been wrestling with that for a while, trying to fix it, but it's just not of any use to me. It's probably a me issue, though. I probably could just reinstall Brave. That would probably fix it. Wait, you're a rare Brave user, or were? I still am. I still use it predominantly as my browser, because it's the only one I can keep, like, 200 tabs open with no lag whatsoever. Okay, I think ads are over, so I'm gonna go ahead and resume that topic here. So Gus, you were saying, like, how you don't see, like, you know, people spending time with people you love and leaving a legacy as wasting time. I think that is absolutely fair, and I'm in agreement with that. And I suppose, like, at the end of the day, that all just comes down to what you want out of life, where you see yourself on your, where do you want to, when you're on your deathbed, how do you want to be looking back at your life, kind of deal, which is a depressing thought, but, like, do you want to look at it and go, yeah, I had, you know, I had kids, and then those kids had kids, and you know, I was a successful business owner, and you know, I did this and that and that. Or are you someone that's like, you know, I did everything I wanted to do because what I wanted to do made me happy, and what that might look like for you to what somebody else is so different. It is so different. I mean, like, for me and Gus, like, I don't know how Gus is with family, but I am 100% a family man, and I from what he said here, I've kind of gathered that he's probably also a family man. So for us, it's kind of like, yeah, family is, like, everything. So for us, like, that's where our satisfaction is going to come from. But everybody else probably has different views on that, and that's fair. I respect it. I don't know, I guess I just don't want another person's life as part of my responsibility, let alone 3 to 4 after you add kids to the mix. That's fair. I do get that. It can be a lot, and it is a stressful thought, thinking about the fact that, like, you could have, you know, so many people in your care, and, like, some degree, yeah, they are your responsibility, but on others, like, it's also kind of like you're also their responsibility. In, like, relationships, they'll always tell you that people tell you it's 50-50. Which is so far from the truth. And I'm sure some of you have heard this before, but it isn't 50-50. It's some days it's 100% and 0%. Some days it's 10% and 90%. Some days it's, you know, 50-50 even. Other days it's you dragging your feet because you're only carrying 10%. And it's because that's all you can carry. But your partner, they're carrying 90. They're carrying your load as well. And I think that is part of it, and why it's so appealing to a lot of people out there right now, especially, and like myself included in that. A lot of us have been carrying around our own struggles without anybody to help us with it. And that's one of the really enticing things about it is, you know, you're finally going to have somebody who's there helping you fight those battles and helping you just stay functional and feel human. Man, I'm going to burn through all my topics today if I'm not careful. I'm realizing like how quickly I've already dissed the entirety of Gen Z. I don't know what else to do. I usually try to save that near the end of the stream, but telling Gen Z to grow up might have been my only like one-liner there, I guess. I use Brave because I'm too lazy to switch, that's fair. All I want is paparazzi hanging at my place so I can tell them get that camera in my face. I like responsibilities that actually adds a lot of value to my life. That's fair. That is fair. And I also tend to agree with that. I feel pretty useless when I'm not helping other people, when I'm not needed. To be needed is one of the most blessed curses known to man. Because on one hand, it is the most scary thing known to anybody out there, to be needed. But at the same time, it is so fulfilling. Because, I mean, like, just think about it. To be needed, like, that is a high honor. That is a really, really, really high honor. Terrifying. And, you know, I mean, you guys have heard me say this plenty of times, I think. But I do try to be needed wherever I go to some degree. I mean, even in simple things like, for example, modding Twitch channels and stuff, I try to make myself needed there. Like, they wouldn't know what to do if I wasn't there, because I want to be integral. I want to be something that people need. Things fall apart without me. And is that like a selfish thing? Probably. But it gives me purpose. It gives me motivation. It gives me aspirations. So, you know, yeah, I'm gonna try hard things, and I'm gonna give it my all on things that really don't matter. But they're gonna matter to me because it gives me a reason to be needed. Wow, I didn't really expect to get into that today, but here we go. I'm sure I could go even deeper. Time to mod King on my YouTube channel. I would love to be mod. I'm just saying. I'm gonna skip the line. I'm kidding. I just want to live on an island alone. If I don't recall your call in 24 hours and I'm dead, don't come looking for me. I can respect that. At the end of the day, I just don't want to feel like the burden of everyone else. Again, that's okay, just not how I myself choose to live. I believe in bearing the burdens of others and helping them. Yeah. That is 100% fair. Both perspectives, I understand. And Spicy, I think you asked me earlier about like the carefree stuff. Um, a lot of that is just from me going, yeah, I want to understand people's perspectives, and one thing that kind of changed my life a little bit was I don't even remember what it's from, but there was a quote somewhere that said, "Understanding you doesn't always mean I agree with you." I've made it a point to try to understand people, whether it be like uh, through any means. I'm not gonna go through and name a long list of things, because inevitably I'm gonna forget one or two, and people are gonna go, "Well, what about this, King? You didn't mention that one thing." So I'm just not gonna mention it, but just understanding people and going like, okay, I don't agree with that, but you know what? I do understand how you got there. And while I don't agree with it, I can respect that you came to that conclusion. And here's my point of view. And so a lot of times that's what I do. Because a lot of the times it's usually that skill in specific is something that gets brought up a lot in religious discussion, because people get really heated when we talk about religion, because of various reasons. And I could go into all those reasons and whether I believe they're right or wrong, but the important thing is I just understand that reason. But it leads to a lot more healthy of a conversation, because I don't feel heated about it, because I'm going in there with the intent of understanding who they are and not much else. I'm not going in with the intent to change their mind necessarily. Like, if they change their mind on certain things, that's like amazing to me, sure. But I also just want to go in and understand why they think the way they do, and who knows what might come out of that. It goes back to what we were saying about meeting people in real life. You might not be going out with them, but maybe they'll introduce you to somebody else, and that you do go out with that person. Similar idea here, just without dating. Maybe maybe what happens out of you understanding them is you don't agree with them, but because you understand them, something else that's good comes out of that. And maybe they do change their mind one day because you took the time to understand them. And that doesn't just apply to religious conversation. That was just the topic I used in that example, because I use it a lot there. Time to mod King on my YouTube channel. Hey, Panda, how's it going? Also, enjoy dinner, Gus. Hope it's good. I think that was Bad Batch by Tech. Yes, it was. Oh, crap, that reminds me. Do you think I should submit my unban request at midnight or wait 8 hours until I do it? Honestly, you could probably even do it today. I don't think they meant necessarily a literal month. Maybe they did. But I think you could probably put it in, and it would be fine. For the longest time, and I think this was because of a conversation with PC Gus, I make my business to learn other people's perspectives on a variety of different things. This is so when I'm talking with them, I understand why they might think something or believe something. Exactly. It's important. It's part of human nature to disagree. The problem is nowadays, it's becoming part of human nature to not disagree civilly. you're supposed to be able to disagree and still remain civil. But it has become the case where people are not remaining civilized, and that's not okay. So it's been part of my thing of fixing culture, in general, because that's one thing I hate about the way the world is today. If you disagree with somebody, you're the scum of the earth, and I'm not cool with that. So I'm going to make a change for myself so I don't feel that way about other people. Okay. Always get here when Gus leaves. Yeah. He's always getting dinner too, which is fair. I mean, he's usually streaming about, and he's usually getting ready to end stream about the time I'm starting. So it just lines up weirdly there. For me, it's a respect thing. Yeah, respect as well. That is a big one. We're actually doing pretty decent on the trees so far, I think. We got one done. We're about to get this one done. Now, admittedly, this is a smaller tree, I think, but still. There's gonna be one more tree after this, and then we're gonna build some cliffs over there. And then we might need to just do some resource gathering, we'll see. I feel like I can respect you if you can respect me. Yeah. And that's one other thing. I make it a point to respect people who don't even respect me. Because they might, one, change their mind to start respecting me. And, you know, just because they haven't earned it doesn't mean they don't deserve it, I guess. Because for people who wrong me, the thing that I get most satisfied about is when they realize that they were wrong all along. And they you know, they're angry with me for whatever reason, even though I didn't do anything wrong. So they're disrespectful to me. And yeah, I can still show them that respect and tell them, hey, what did I do? What did I do wrong here? Because they're going to keep mistreating you. Sure, like, yeah, it's garbage. It's garbage of them, and you don't have to put up with it. However, if you end that conversation respectfully, they have no justified reason to hate you. And it just makes them feel more like an awful person. And it might make them realize that they need to change. Because the truth of the matter is, as sad as it is, people are going to hate you no matter what you do. They're going to hate you if you're good, they're going to hate you if you're bad. It's just a problem that everybody features in life, or not features, but everybody experiences in life. So it's just a matter of how you deal with those people who hate. Because that's one thing pretty much everybody's good at. They're good at hating on each other. Thank you for the lurk, Spicy. I appreciate it. Enjoy food. We'll catch you later eventually, maybe. Something I really want people to understand is the LGBTQ plus community, since people often hate things that they don't have an understanding of, and that is something that is a lot easier to do when they are capable of respect and open-mindedness. I tend to agree with that. However, I will also say there is hate on both sides. Hate for people who don't understand, but also hate for people who are a part of the community. And it is concerning. I'm not gonna lie. It is absolutely concerning to me. However, it doesn't disregard the fact that, yeah, we should try to at least try to understand people And if you don't agree with them, the nice little thing is you still don't hate them. Like, that is always going to be my most argued point. There is no room for anybody to hate anybody, regardless of if you understand them or not, whether you agree with them or not. There's no room to hate them. That's not our that's not our job. Ooh, I might move that, honestly, because it's kind of touching the tree. So I might scoot it this way a little bit. I don't know. I also believe the same thing when it comes to mental health. Yeah. Mental health especially is a weird one, because there's so many interesting little parts to it that don't make sense, to me anyway. And I do try to understand it. I was talking to somebody the other night, and they were talking to me about it, and they mentioned something to me, and they're like, I have no idea if that makes any sense to you, because it doesn't really make sense to me. And I'm like, to be truthful with you, I don't understand it, and I probably never could. But it's one of those things, I understand it because I know I can't. Which doesn't make any sense to most people. However, when it comes to understanding people, I find that sometimes you're just gonna have to understand that you won't know. You won't get it 100% of the time. And that's about your limit of understanding, and that's okay. Who cares if you get it, you know? Like, if you understand everything about it, that's awesome, that's great. Maybe you can do some good with that knowledge, but if not, then, like, okay, that's fine. But you just gotta be okay with the fact that you're probably not gonna get it, and that's fine. The conversation I was talking about the other day was surrounding, like, multiple personality disorders and stuff. Like, I don't understand how any of that works. I really don't. However, I did try to understand. And basically, it was just one of those things. I truly don't understand why it works the way it does. I don't get it. But I'm okay with not getting it. And what we ended up drawing the conclusion to is it's kind of like trying to explain color to a blind person. It's something that you almost have to experience to some degree. And that's where my understanding basically sits on it. And that's okay. That is 100% okay. That is true, and that is part of the reason I want to understand the other perspectives, so we can learn to respect each other. Also, I phrased my last thing weirdly. Sorry, no worries, no worries. If you want me to, I would gladly have a conversation with you about mental health, and it is perfectly fine if you don't completely understand it, because you don't have to accept it. And that's what I respect about it. Or more so, those are the kind of people I respect within these communities. The people who are like, it's cool if you don't get it. It's cool if you don't. I just want you to hear me out. Like, I respect that, because that's exactly the way I am. I don't get it always. And I try to explain to people my point of view, and they don't always get it. But if we can just sit down and go, yeah, you know, it's cool if we don't get it, if you don't accept it, if whatever, you know. I respect that. I do get, like, a pretty decent chunk of mental health stuff because I was kind of like a therapist for one of my friends for a while. So I started to get a pretty strong understanding of it. More so like how depression, anxiety, and whatnot really affect the brain, and minor things like that. Is it like everything? No, by no means. But it led to me getting a pretty good understanding on a lot of that stuff, which is something that I did need, honestly. I mean, if I don't understand it, the least I can do is try, you know? I am also a bit fluent in the therapist department myself. I think, honestly, the world wouldn't need therapists if people had more opportunities to make friends. Like, yeah, there's some things I don't want to talk to my friends about, but that's just because my friends aren't really all that close to some degree. But, I mean, I would rather talk to my friends about most of that stuff than I would any therapist, because my friends and I have a pretty good understanding of each other. We have a good understanding of what should be kept private, what should be shared, what we can talk about with each other and what we can't. So if it weren't for the fact that I think everybody has the opportunity to be a therapist, essentially. You know, everybody could be somebody else's therapist to some degree. Like, not obviously not full time, and not everybody offers sound advice. But to just be there for somebody else, which kind of ties back into what Gus was talking about, finding fulfillment and being needed, or that was more so me talking about the being needed thing, but he talked about bearing the burdens of others and stuff, and I was talking about being needed and all that kind of stuff. That's part of it. Being there for other people. It's a necessary thing, and I find a lot of fulfillment in that. It might leave you a little bit drained on some days. Maybe a lot drained. But on the same token, something about being able to be a what do I say here? Being able to be a, like, not necessarily a light in darkness, but like that too. But to be able to be a light in darkness for people, a person that they could, you know, share those dark moments with, and you take it away a little bit, or even just brighten up those moments. Something about it is special. It's very special. I'm not gonna say anything more on that matter, probably. Just for everybody's sake here. I get too deep into those topics sometimes, and I realize I say things that I might not necessarily mean, and it's not because I rush into it or I get heated or anything, but more so I don't think about what I'm saying and how it can be interpreted. Where a lot of that needs to be said almost twice and in different ways. I'm working on the site today. Okay, nice. Hope it goes well, Swiftu. Have they taken it down yet? I know they took down the homepage one day. but that was an easy enough fix. I'm somebody that loves to try and be there for others. Part of the reason I think I have a lot of friends, but that also gives me a bit of a support group if I need to talk to somebody myself. Yeah. You know what? Screw it. We're gonna talk about it a little bit more. Yeah. So I used to be a little bit of a therapist. Keyword being used to. It was a very fulfilling thing, and I was glad to have been able to do it and be there for those people. But sometimes those people overlook your struggles in favor of you just helping them with theirs. That is one issue I had, and it led into a whole ordeal. Basically resulting in me not being their therapist any longer. Which is honestly probably the best thing that could have happened to me, because it led to me like finding a lot better friendships to work on instead of that. It turned into a toxic sort of deal there, which isn't good. It was toxic for them as well. I mean, it came to the point where instead of attempting to become a better person and to work on themselves, they stayed in the mess in an attempt to keep me around longer because of the fear of leaving, because they were getting better and they didn't need me as much. Which, you know, admittedly, that's ironically enough, I guess, like, that's what ultimately drove me away, but you know, I still offer to be around for other people, but I don't offer as much because I worry that does happen again, where, you know, they choose to be in those messes just for the sake of friendship, which defeats the whole purpose of why I was who I was. Am I a villain for that? Maybe. But I'd like to believe it was a necessary evil to do that. If I can't trust you to take care of yourself, then I'll take care of you to some degree. King's got a backstory. I have a very insane backstory. And it really does tie into just how I act in games too. When we were playing, for example, Cluttercraft, and we got into a little bit of lore, that was the person I played, was the necessary villain. To keep things in perpetual motion, I had to start playing this bad guy to make people play more. That's who I am. I'm the necessary villain. And that's probably the guy I will always play in any lore scenario ever, because somebody's got to be the sacrifice, and if it's me, then so be it. You know, there's sack of rice. Yes, the sack of rice. That's me. There's a verse in the Bible, and you guys might not like the Bible. I don't care if you agree with it or not. But it's a good quote. So I'm gonna say it regardless. But greater love has no one than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends. Great quote. Completely and totally, like, objectively true in my opinion. Nobody could really argue against that in my opinion. So that's why I bring it up. We... Not just, like, actual, like, full-on sacrificing, like, your entire life, necessarily. Like, that's not just what that could be referencing there. But your aspects of life, too. Like, you know, friendship, happiness, whatever. Doing that for a friend, it is a crazy thought, but it's something I do. And sacrificing my plans, that's another one. Like, I love people enough that that's what I gotta do. I gotta do what is a hard thing, I guess. And yeah, it's gonna suck, but whatever. If it doesn't show you I care, at least, like, I hope something I did in the past did, because that's why I'm doing it, you know? I don't know. I'm just yapping. I'm just yapping. It has not been retaken down. The site is getting more people, but most people only play BitLife because the only place they got it. It's like a drug dealership. I had an online friend I was being a therapist for, but then another friend called them out for allegations, and so that friend told me I was incredibly conflicted and was feeling so down for days because I felt like I wasn't actually able to help them. But 3 days later, I learned that these allegations were untrue and that I had actually ended up helping them. Well, that's good. That's good. However, I understand there are some people that you just need to let go because sometimes it becomes just too hard for you to be friends with them anymore. Yep. It's tough. It's tough. Like, you want to be friends with them still. But you also sometimes have to let go. There's a Linkin Park song for that, I'm pretty sure. So, you know, that's fun. I like yapping streams. They're my favorite, too. Try to stay away from politics, religion, etc. I don't want to dive too far into the religious aspect. I could. I am practically a Bible scholar, but for today's stream, I'm going to try not to. Ayo, what's the Zodi doing on my screen? Hey, Osis, how's it going? My first message in your chat, and I immediately got restricted. You know, fair enough. Fair enough. I wouldn't expect much less out of you, to be honest, which isn't meant to be an insult. That's just, like, I feel like that's almost a compliment. Not very many people could get away with saying that for their first chat, but Osis could. Can I get spruce signs? Yes, thank you. Or signs. Fences. Thank you. Fences. That's it. Time to Poseidon. You know, please. Please don't. I think there are a lot of great lessons within the Bible, despite me not being a Christian. Absolutely. And I'm not just saying that because I am. Like, if you take away, like, all the other parts of it, like, look at it from a point of just wisdom and understanding. Like, there's plenty in there. It's like, yeah, no, that's actually solid advice. So, I mean, like, that's why I mainly brought up that quote, was I think anybody probably agrees with it, especially in the way I was using it there. Okay. You have to let go. Linkin Park taught me that. Pastor King. Linkin Park reference? Yo. Linkin Park is the best. I love Linkin Park. I messed that up. I could have. Oh well, that's fine. Oop, thank you. Ha. Yeah, we can do that. And then, how do I get over there? I guess like this. There we go. Okay. Great lesson of don't overachieve. That was taught in the Tower Babel. Linkin Park made the newest League song. I'm excited. Hype, not excited. I love Heavy as the Crown. That song is... I love it. I love it. It is chef's kiss. Using a silk touch pickaxe to mine leaves is criminal activity. I could dig up some shears, but why would I when I could just use my pickaxe? I feel like it is a perfectly acceptable play here. I'm actually so stoked for the new album coming out. I am very, very hyped about it. I love Linkin Park. I've been listening to them for probably a couple of years now. 3 years probably. Marie got me really into them. Like I had listened to their songs before. I was like, yeah, they're good. Didn't really give them a second thought. And I mean, you guys don't even know who Marie is. That's how long it's been. But she got me back into it about 3 years ago, and I've been listening to him a lot. And then I saw that there was some rumors of a new singer joining the team, and I was like, okay. Then their live stream happened, and I get chills just thinking about that live stream, dude. That was a beautiful, beautiful time. I really hope they release some of the old songs with her voice over it, because don't get me wrong, I love Chester Bennington still. Like he is the OG. He's he was very good. However, some of those songs just hit different when she sings it, okay? Like, I'm just saying. What in the end? No, hang on. Waiting for the End. I think that's what it's called. The song that goes "Holding On to What I Haven't Got." When Emily Armstrong sings that, that is very good. No, never in the end. In the end is Chester's. Yeah, no. That was I don't know, man. I don't know. Here's the thing. And I will say this much. Yes, the songs were like written with his his feelings embedded in there. However, every new member that has been added to the group, which in this case is her and the drummer, they have spent so much time going back in and finding meaning in the song, so that it's not just like what do you call it? So it's not just somebody singing it because they like the song. You know, they're actually taking the time to find that emotion for themselves. So it's not so much that it's his song, I guess, but more so it's their version of the song. Let's see. I was introduced to some Linkin Park by my dad in 3rd grade. Fair enough. That's crazy to me that it's been that long, but I guess that makes sense. Also, I am out of rockets. Not gonna lie, her voice would work so well for in the end though. I think she performed it in the live concert, if I'm not mistaken. And I think they've done a couple of shows where she's like, if I read the room correctly, I think she was bawling during that song, like literally in tears singing it. So while yes, it is his song to some degree, I think it would be wrong for us to almost gatekeep it as his song when I don't think he would have gatekept it. Now, obviously, like, I don't know Chester. I'm not gonna pretend to know him. He seemed like a cool enough dude. I need some paper. Can I go to my house? But I do tend to agree. A lot of the songs that he did were almost certainly his. Like he felt the words he was saying. It wasn't just like, it's not like a Taylor Swift song. No offense to her, but Taylor Swift songs, she writes them for everybody. Where a lot of his stuff, I guess, was also more so written with personal experience in mind. Which is why it was so relatable to a lot of people. It wasn't meant to be broad reach. It was meant to be, it was just some dude going through some stuff. Which, everybody goes through stuff. And I think that's why they were so relatable. It wasn't meant for the billions. It was meant for the thousands. And weirdly enough, because of that, it's reached millions. Which is like a crazy way to think about it, but, I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but it makes sense in my head. I can't really explain how I want to say it. Cluttercraft? What about Cluttercraft? I'm sorry, I'm completely removed from that conversation. Certain songs I'd be okay with her voice over certain songs. However, in the end, specifically was in many people's eyes, Chester's Peak. It worked really, really well, but I want that one to remain untouched. They're not songs he sung, they're songs he wrote. Yes, that is perfect. Marie's from Colorcraft. Yes. I'm trying to think the last time we played anything with her on stream anyway. It's been a while. I feel bad. I haven't really gotten to play much with her off stream. She's busy, I'm busy. It's just the way it is. I was personal friends with Chester in 4th grade. And well, he did also sing them, but you know what I mean. Yes. It was... It was him... He wasn't just... He wasn't just singing it. He was feeling it. That is, I think, what I guess I'm trying to say there, basically. Who's your daddy on your last birthday? She was probably here for the 24-hour stream. I think we played some games with her on that. So that may have been the last time. We probably played Valorant with her. Has it really been almost a year then? Wow. You, Valorant? Okay, I don't want to hear it, Osus. You play League. I don't want to hear it. I'm actually deleting Valorant, okay? I'm gonna be deleting it. So, like, I'm almost free. The only thing that's, like, preventing me from doing it is just I've got a couple of friends, and that's, like, the only game I play with them. And I'm scared to let go of that. But like at the same time, you gotta do what you gotta do. You've got to do what you got to do, and I'm. It's just one step away, and I'm free. I'd be so free. The strings, they're gone. I am. Oh, that was awful. That one hurt. That one hurt. Oh gosh. Okay. You Valorant. Yeah, I feel like I remember her. Marie has been around for a while. We just haven't gotten to do much with her. I feel bad. In my will, she gets my Twitch channel technically. So that's fun. League has a better fan base than Valorant, and that means a lot. I don't know about that. I don't know. Everybody that I know that's played League ends up being very toxic, but then again, I know you, Osis, and you're not toxic, so maybe not. Maybe not. Whereas, like, in Valorant, I mean, I do end up in a lot of rounds where it's just, like, a bunch of sweet people. Well, yes, me, toxic. I see you, buddy. Gosh. Wait, she was mentioned in the April Fool's stream. Was she, like, the one getting the channel? Yeah. Yeah, that was Marie. But she wasn't in on any of that, actually. I actually did send her a message, though, the night I was filming that. Because I was writing my will alongside the video. And the unintentional consequence of that was the weird question of, homie, if I die, do you want my Twitch channel still? Or I said, if I die or retire, I think is what I said. Which is just a really concerning question out of the blue when you haven't talked for, like, months on end. And so all you see is just like, oh yeah, so if I were to die, do you want this? Because, like, that's pretty much what everybody knows. All I have at this point is Twitch. Without Twitch, I have absolutely zero. Automod's being a little bit sensitive today. But yeah, no, that was a weird question to receive. I think it was really late at night too. It was during the era where I was having those really concerning statuses on Discord as well from different songs. I had my nice little depression era, I guess, which was fun. Almost free from the riot's grasp. I respect that. That's probably it. This is toxic never. So I'm turning you into my. Oh no, no, please. So weirdly, one toxic community is Overwatch mid-game, mid-community. True, true. I searched Marie in your VOD's channel. I think she was in a Star Wars Battlefront stream, and that was her last appearance. Maybe. I don't know if she actually played in that stream though. I think she may have not been able to join us for that one. You know what? Wait, did we play that on stream? There was a game we played for a little bit called Star Wars The Clone Wars. I can't remember if we did multiplayer on stream or not. I think we tested it before stream and we just never played. So no, she dodged that one too. Dang. TF2 will always be better. Got the glasses for it. True, I do. I don't know why people hate wearing glasses. Well, okay, I do know why to some degree, but if they would just try it, I think everybody would love it. Everybody that's blind, anyway. It's so much less hassle than contacts. You just put it on and go. Like, easy. So easy. And I can fall asleep anywhere I go. Like, I don't have to worry about sleeping with my contacts in. Like, that's not an issue. Like, I fall asleep with my glasses on all the time, which isn't good. It has caused some problems, where, like, I'll fall asleep and so, like, my glasses will just be shoved down onto my nose here, and, like, it has created some swelling issues. In fact, right now my nose is kind of swelled up because of it. Which, I guess, like, theoretically you could probably break your nose doing that, but, like, that's such a small issue in the grand scheme of things. I'd be fine. It does make me look older, but honestly, I prefer to look older now. I feel a lot better about it. Because when I don't have my glasses on, I just look like a stupid kid. I don't want to be a stupid kid. Okay. She's pinned in the description. I just saw that. Really? I didn't know that. Nice. I'm surprised I actually did that. Apex was overrated in my opinion. Titanfall 2 or Team Fortress 2? Titanfall 2 is fun, but it didn't last very long. We need a Titanfall 3. I think glasses are cute. I tend to like people wearing glasses, in my opinion. Played Fortress, yeah, I plan to soon. It's like 20 years old, my dude. Imagine not having 20/20 vision. I straight up don't even know what that means. You can see 20 birds when you look at 20 birds. So that's her last appearance, so over a year, Tang. That's wild. And now the sad Minecraft music is kicking in too. Man. I don't know. Ads are about to start playing, so I'm gonna take a break here soon because I need to go get more water. My poor throat is, like, struggling. I can feel it kind of, like, sore. It's agitated from something. Probably allergies. I don't know. Tell your eye doctor you have 40/20 vision, see what happens. I think mine was pretty close to 2200. I can't remember how close it was, but my eye doctor was like, hey, be careful, take care of your eyes, because if you don't, you will be officially legally blind. Like, ah, crap. Okay. Okay, ads are now playing, so I'm gonna take a quick break, but during that time, I will be seeing you soon. Just gotta go grab some water. Okay, I am back. I know you guys are still in ads for now, so I'm just gonna stall for a moment here. But I hope you're all doing well. Okay, I'm gonna also take a cough drop because it's getting worse. I think you guys can tell it's getting worse. Just throw it over there. Alright. How do you guys feel about menthol, guys? Menthol is great, right? I love menthol. Um, is menthol addictive? I find it addictive, so I suppose it could be menthol. Is menthol addictive? That is a yes, menthol is addictive. Am I using the right term here? It is menthol, right? Yeah, menthol. I love menthol. Um, Interesting. No way. Okay. This might actually help me too. If you inhale menthol, apparently people with Alzheimer's inhaling menthol, it improves their memory and learning capabilities. We might be fine. We might be fine. Okay, let me catch up here on chat really quick, guys. I hope you're doing well. Sorry about the ads. Um, Loving the Lego Fortnite ad. I spent all my money on kit. I need money. I The temptation to spend money that I don't have on kit streams is insane. It's a problem. It's a real problem. Snort menthol. I think you might be onto something, Osis. We might need to try that sometime. I like eating tablets of menthol, then driving with my shirt off. Nice. Oddly specific, but I like it. I have money, but it's all in my bank, and I don't have a card. That's interesting that you don't have a card. Is that a personal choice, like, to just help keep from spending it, or have you just not gotten around to it? Curious. If only I had a bank account. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that, Panda. I definitely recommend trying to get a bank account whenever you can. Definitely helpful. Uh, Little money advice for you all. If you do get a bank account, what I recommend, do a little bit of shopping around for banks. Your local credit union is nice because you can go and get the money. But what I kind of recommend is looking up on and seeing who's got the best interest rates on savings accounts and seeing if you can open an account with them. Like Discover has a pretty good interest rate on savings accounts, which will build up your wealth a little bit more. I love talking about money. I just don't have very many monies. Um, oh, I thought you said something else. What did you think I said? Were you thinking I was talking about meth, mental health, or what I was just said? Never mind, it was the latter. Letters. Why everyone say they had alphabet soup as a child? I like never had them. I never really had alphabet soup either. When the next saga comes out, we're snorting some menthol, watching it. Yes, let's go. Cause they couldn't speak, so alphabet soup is what came out of the mouth. We're playing Open Arms by Journey. Open Arms by Journey. Shoot, I know that song. Hang on. Lyrics. Um, I definitely know this song, but suddenly I can't remember how it goes. Huh. That's fine. It's fine. I listen to it on occasion. Open Arms from Epic the Musical, Ayo. Little side note, guys. Epic the Musical, kind of fire. Check out some of the animatics on YouTube. You will find it quite enjoyable, I'm sure. We may or may not have spent a lot of time last night watching. It was a lot of fun. It's loosely based off of the Odyssey, which is like great story, very classic story. I'd be surprised if you guys haven't at least heard some of it or references to it, but it is a pretty solid story. The songs are great, the animations are pretty good too. Highly recommend it. Not sure how you all feel about Eminem, but is this what you said about the alphabet soup thing? For some reason, only can remind me of Eminem with Forgot About Dre. What is the line? It's like everybody acting like they got something to say, but when they open their mouth, nothing comes out. They just move their lips and a bunch of gibberish because they forgot about Dre or something like that. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've listened to this song, but that's all I can think of when you say alphabet soup is all that comes out of their mouth. I don't know why. It's a solid roast, honestly. I would use it. Good line. It's a good alternative to word vomit. I love the term word vomit, and I don't know why. It just kind of showed up in my vocabulary one day, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? This is a good one. I like that. Alright, we need to finish this tree, and then I want to go work on some cliffs for a little bit. I think I can finish those cliffs in about an hour. Maybe less, if we kind of speedrun it a little bit, so I'm kind of tempted to speedrun it. But this will definitely be our last tree for the day, just because I've done 3, and I'm already tired. I am very tired. I'm kind of concerned, I'm not gonna lie, that I might have something a little bit more than allergies. I can feel the aches and pains all over my body, which is usually a sign that I probably have like a cold or I mean fever pains. That's another thing. So after a stream, I might possibly look for a thermometer to see what we're looking at. And then I'll try to sleep it off tonight. If I sleep it off and it's all good, then it was probably just like a 24-hour sort of thing. I do sometimes get those 24 hours just like, man, I'm sick. But then there's like those other week-long sicknesses where it's like, man, I am not just sick, I am dying. Nowadays, everybody want to talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips. Just a bunch of gibberish and acting like they forgot about Dre. Yeah, there we go. Thank you, Swift Dude. Thank you. I can always count on you to bring me the Eminem lyrics. Okay, up. We're almost done with this tree. Almost. I'm almost also out of cough drops. I've been going through them like crazy this week. This is my fifth. Well, not my fifth one this week. Depending on how you see the week starting, I guess. My fifth one since Saturday when I got home. So 3 days, five of the drops. And I think I've got like 3 more left, so I probably need to start conserving them a little bit more. I guess I'm not doing much talking that day. It's probably fine that I don't take any. So long as I can breathe okay. I'm trying to think of some more ways I can offend people. I already did my Gen Z roast, so it's about time I hit one of the other generations. But the boomers haven't really done anything to make me mad recently, to be honest. Like, nothing out of the ordinary. I don't know. I'm sure I could come up with something more, but not right now. Gen Beta? You can make fun of future generations? I mean, I don't know. My kids are probably gonna be part of Gen Beta. I don't want to really make fun of them yet, because I might be able to fix it. I could fix the generational issues where people are just... It's like making a copy of a copy of a copy. The generations are just getting worse and worse and worse. But maybe we could stop the cycle. Maybe we could stop it. We could fix it. Upscale them to 4K or something, dude. Or maybe we stop trying to make them fit in our shoes and let them do something different, you know? Every generation is different, so why are we doing the same crap that doesn't work? I may have just fixed all of our world's problems. Have you seen the Talk to a podcast? Hear me out. Stop having children. I don't agree with that. There are a lot of idiots out there who keep having kids, and they're part of the problem. Humanity itself isn't bad. It's just the fact that there's a lot of bad people in humanity. And because of that, it leaves a lot of how do I say this? How do I say this without getting too deep into the issue? Because of the idiots having children, it leads to a lot of problems down the road because they raise their kids grow up in a poor environment because parents that really didn't know what they were doing. And I'm not saying every parent will know what they're doing. I'm more so just saying these parents really didn't give they didn't give 2 cents about this kid, okay? That's what I'm trying to say in the nicest way possible. So how do we fix that? Well, you really don't. You just need more smart people having more kids. That way it balances out the scales, because I think smart people just kind of abandoned ship, to be honest. Hey, Ant, how's it going? Also, hi, Maverick. Welcome on in. It's good to see you both. How are you doing? Ouch. How was your hardcore, by the way, Ant? I didn't get a chance to pop in over there, but I did see you were playing for a little bit. Limit children for a certain period like China did. The problem with that here in America, we're getting into it, is like China. Once you give up any amount of your freedoms or you let government get in too far, it goes to the give them a foot, they take a yard kind of idea. Or give them a yard, they take a mile. Any amount of ground you give anybody, they will take more. So the problem you run into with that is, okay, the government gets the rights to decide how many children people can have or whatever. Do we... Is that all they realistically take? And the answer is no. It is a resounding no. You can see that in every culture everywhere. Look at any country that has tried anything. I mean, Soviet Union, okay? We'll go back a little bit. When the Soviet Union came into play, it was fine enough. It wasn't actually, like, terrible immediately. However, as the civilians gave up more stuff so that the Soviet Union could be what it was, it got worse. It got so much worse. And before long, you're in a dictatorship before you know it. I.e., look at World War II Germany, okay? It was a mud pile. It wasn't even worth 2 cents. It was... After World War I, they were not worth anything, okay? So the people got desperate. They elected a leader, or there was a leader chosen by some people. I don't remember exactly how the tale goes, but ultimately the people did choose it to some degree. And as they took ground, the government just kept extending more and more reach, and before long, the people couldn't fight back against the government. Okay, I'm sorry. I went way too deep on that. That wasn't really my job. To have children, you and your partner need an average IQ of over 100 in the US. If your IQ is less than 100 combined, bye-bye goes the baby. That's a bad idea. Don't hunt me, FBI. That's terrible. We should not do that, or should we? We should not, because it turns out dumb people actually make some pretty smart kids. It's more so... It's more so... crappy parents make crappy kids. So we need to limit the crappy people making crappy kids. Thank you so much for the bits. I appreciate it, Ant. And honestly, it's not even the kid's fault. Okay? Like, let me clarify a little bit here. It's people who don't belong in the parenting position that are the problem here, and they always will be the problem. And unfortunately, you cannot solve that because how do you know somebody's going to be a crappy parent? Like, you can look at somebody and go, I don't know about you being a parent, to be honest, but whatever. And then they turn out to be like a really great dad or a really great mom. And then there's other people who you look at and go, I think they would be a great parent. And it turns out, like, 2 years later, you find out, oh, no, they weren't a great parent. Turns out they were, what can I say here on Twitch? They were a bad guy. They were just a bad guy. That's as far as I will say. People wear masks. They wear very effective masks. They hide who they are. They will lie, cheat, beat, and everything in between. And so it's impossible to tell who's a good parent, who's a bad parent, just from surface value. And until the kid knows what's right and wrong and truly knows, it's impossible to really solve that issue, I guess. Also, did I say thank you, Ant, for the bits? If I didn't, I meant to. Thank you so much for the bits. I appreciate it. So far, so good. Had to cut short. Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry you had to cut it short, but glad to hear that it went well. What day are you on, if you know? I have a question, Reg. How much longer until your luck runs out? You know, song aside, which, by the way, it is a bop of a song. I have been thinking about that a lot recently. I am a very lucky person. And I attribute that to a lot of things, but especially as of recent, my luck has been immeasurable. People I've met, the places I've been able to go to, and realistically, one day that's all going to run out. You can't be lucky your entire life, right? And I don't forget those hard times that I've been through already, but how much time do I have to bask in the sun here before the rainy clouds roll in? And I'm realizing it's probably a lot shorter than I want. It's a lot shorter than I want. But I just hope my luck doesn't run out before November 11th. I have to not be single by Singles Day, okay? If I do not get at least a little bit lucky there, then I'm in trouble. Yo, Ant. Let's go. Fun fact of the day. Today is Christopher Columbus Day, and he is fraud. He didn't discover America, he discovered the Bahamas and never set foot in North America, and he wasn't even the first to discover it because people were already living on it and had been discovered before. So, yes, to a certain degree, to say he discovered it is false. Because, like you said, people were already living on it. However, the people who are making the maps, which to say they own the world isn't what I'm trying to say. Before anybody goes, yeah, no, this guy's just an idiot. No, I'm not trying to say that. I'm not arguing that. But the people making the maps, they didn't know this huge chunk of land really existed. So that's why we can attribute that to him. Now, he did a whole bunch of awful things alongside that. Very likely, anyway. As did, like, everybody else in that time period. I think we always forget, you know, the 1400s weren't as sunshine and rainbow as everybody seems to think it was. So, yeah, no, he didn't discover it. But he discovered it for a group of people. So I would say, to some degree, he discovered it from a point of view. However, I think ultimately, at the end of the day, the whole argument of whether or not he discovered it is frivolous. I think some people argue about that stuff just to argue, to be entirely honest. Does it really matter who stepped foot on the land first? Because it doesn't change. It doesn't change who's on it now, you know? I'm not going to get into the rest of that, but there's a whole other part of the debate there that you could get into where it's like, yeah, this, that. But we're not going to get into that today. My main point is more so, doesn't matter. And that's that's usually my point of reference for a lot of things when people want to debate me on stuff, more so religion-wise. Because, like, for example, in Christianity, one of my favorite things is people want to talk about the end times, which is fine. I kind of find that in an enjoyable conversation. However, everybody wants to talk about the end times and worry about it, and they ask me my opinion on what's going to happen, and it's like, does it matter? Does it matter what order it happens in? No, it doesn't. So, why are we arguing about this? It's kind of like the same thing with, like, for example, creationism, and that there's like a whole debate about how many days did it really take to create it? Was it 7 days or 6 in one day of rest, or was it 1 day and then a 1,000-year gap and then another day, or something like that? And I'm over here like, does it really matter? So, honestly, if you ever want to make people mad, that's all you gotta say is, just, does it matter? Because the truth of the matter is, it doesn't. People think things matter that don't matter. Like, realistically, we don't need to remember somebody who supposedly stepped foot on what I now call home when he did that, what, like, over 600 years ago? Something like that? I don't remember, right? It was so long ago that it doesn't even matter. So, you know, that's my point. Like, so there you go. You're welcome, guys. Hello, Han. How's it going? Good to see you. Also, hello, Murthine. How's it going? My favorite YouTube channel just uploaded their monthly documentary piece. Peace out, Swift Dude. Thanks for hanging. It was fun. You should join a debate team. I'd be great at debates just because of that whole deflection technique of, does it matter? This is why I am now formally announcing that I am running for president of the United States of America. Choose me, and you won't have to deal with clowns in office anymore. And I'm not just calling one side clowns, they're both clowns. That's as political as I'm getting today. What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. The end of the world as everything just turns into bread. I would be fine with that. That'd be pretty nice, honestly. So for the singles day is 11/11, which 4 ones meaning 4 singles. I don't know what that means really, but cool. Well, I mean, to be fair, okay, Swifty, we could turn this into a conspiracy theory. It's all about me, okay? There's 4 people in my town who are my age who are single. Actually, it's 3 now. I just found out it's down to 3. But before that information was revealed to me, it was 4. So that just means, okay, that there's 4 people on the 4 ones, 4 singles. It's all about me. It's always been about me. No, it is an interesting thought. I think 1 means being single in Korean, just like 4 means death. What? Korean is an interesting language. I have not actually gotten a chance to really look into it too much. That's interesting though. That's gotta be it. It's gotta be it, man. How badly do you think I'd have to beg people to not let me be single on Singles Day? I feel like that's just a condescending holiday. Like, I don't have a problem with Valentine's Day, because, like, it makes sense. It makes sense. But Singles Day? That just feels like they're calling out everybody who isn't already a part of a relationship and saying, haha, you guys could be doing better. And maybe it's actually a good thing, because, like, I'm not gonna lie, I miss when we bullied people. I miss when we bullied people. Because we have a lot of weirdos running around nowadays. You know what we didn't have back when bullying was around? We still had them, but we didn't have as many. And it was weirdos. We just didn't have that issue. So, I mean, hashtag bring back bullying, I guess. To a certain degree, okay, I should clarify. I should clarify here. Don't bully people excessively, and don't bully people who don't deserve bullied. But there are a lot of people out there who probably do deserve some amount. It's like natural, not natural selection. What do you call it? Crap. I don't know what the word is anymore, but there's a word for it, I think. Me who's single, who's single. I'm gonna run. Fair enough, dude. Aunt, you and I, we need to go, like, try really, really hard for this next month to, like, find people who will take away this plague. This plague of singleness. It's awful. I need somebody to teach me, honestly. Gus keeps saying that he knows all the tactics, but I don't think any of his tactics really apply to me. I might need to pay him to, like, teach me his ways and, like, give me a consultation session or something. Because I need the extra help. And he might just be the guy to help me figure it all out. Okay. Crap, it's night again. Why is it always night? It almost always is night. And I don't understand how. I agree. Okay, 130 ping. Why is the ping so high today? Well, I know why it's high, but, like, it's not usually this high, is it? I might just be out of touch, but it's crazy to me. I have no clue. I mean, it's stable enough, I guess, like... Or at least our TPS isn't crap. That's at least nice. I mean, so the main server's hosted in Finland, I think. So that's, like, all the way in Europe. But we have the proxy here in the US, so that's what everybody's connected to right now. So that's why it's like a high ping, but I guess it's a stable ping as well. You're not losing packets because it's what is it like? It's a more reliable connection, I suppose. What I'm trying to say. By the way, you didn't tell me this place is beer slash JK. Oh, are you talking about the icy outpost? Yeah, Frosthold. I forgot it has beer, doesn't it? It's amazing. I didn't even build that area. Like I didn't even touch one building. My couple of my mods built it. Mods and viewers, they helped build all that stuff, and I was like, this is perfect. You guys did fantastic. So it's been really helpful having you guys be able to contribute to these builds and such. Okay. So I just need to get this cliff done, and then after that we'll see what we're doing. Because I'm noticing now my this thing right here, my crap, the voice thingy. The one that makes the sounds, okay? That one, it's getting pretty weak. It's getting pretty weak, but I'm here. So, I'm hoping it gets better, but if it doesn't before long, I'll probably have to just call it early because I don't want to overdo it. My poor voice has already been shredded a couple of times last week. It doesn't need it again this time. I saw a tunnel I'm a bit skeptical of. Oh. I'm intrigued. I could TPA over there if you want. See see what you got over there. I can also bring you some goodies too. Maybe some food. Might not hurt to have, who knows? Oh, yeah, I mean, I've got some potatoes. That might be helpful. I could bring you some iron too if you wanted, because I've got plenty of that. Potatoes it is. Potatoes are just better. They're simply better. Let me go home. Grab a couple of stacks of those. Okay. And I'll bring you some iron too. If you want it, you can use it. If you don't want it, you can burn it, because I'll have plenty. If you do want to check the hole, you can, by the way. I would love to check the hole. I'm sure it's a beautiful hole. No, iron is iron. Doop. And boop. And boop. Alright. Slash TPA. Yet. Howdy. Here you go. Ooh. What the heck? I This is a weird place to be doing this. This definitely looks very interesting. Let me see if we have logs on this or not. Look up. Time 100 days. Actually, it's Can I do like 300 days? There we go. Radius or... Okay. So, why did he do that? It looks almost real in some regards. I think he was looking for the cave. Maybe. Then, like, he does this weird thing. I don't get it. Okay. He couldn't be X-raying for, like, diamonds, because they don't spawn at this height, do they? Well... They shouldn't. They spawn... If you're X-raying, you'd go down there. Because they made iron bars? Oh, no. I don't know. I'd look into it some more, but this guy hasn't been on in a little bit. It looks like he only mined stone too. So he was just being weird, I guess. Slash home. Oh. Slash home village. Okay. I'm dying right now. Okay, we are probably gonna have to wrap things up soon. We're gonna finish our cliff first, because it would look really, really nice if it was done. Thanks for stuff. No problem, man. If you need anything, let me know. I've got plenty of stuff. When it comes to, like, netherite, if you decide that you want to get that far ahead, I also have netherite templates that you can borrow if you want. Same thing with the trims and such. Plenty of that. Let me know if you need help for the builds. Sure looks like a big one. I will definitely let you know, dude. I've got way too many big builds that I'm working on, so some help might be appreciated in the near future. So we're just gonna connect up all of this. OMG, a woman, where? Where? Zoe, hi. What? You met a woman, TPA? I need to see this. Is there actually a woman? No way, you found a woman. Oh, all the heads are broken. Dang it. Okay. We'll need to fix that at some point. I didn't realize they were broke. Are they broken all of the people too? Or, well, I guess that's the one that you'll see heads. Okay. That's fine. I'll fix that later. Maybe. I might. I'll think about it. How did I get permission to buy from you, Zoe? Oh, do you not have permissions? It should give you perms. Check stronghold. Community area, stronghold. Stronghold has them. So maybe only some of them got it. Maybe Unreal only changed some of them over during some updates or something. Back. Where's Outpost? There we go. So Frosthold didn't have it. Dunefall. Does Dunefall have it? It's those little things you never notice. Dunefall has the camel pet, but not the rabbit and the llama. Okay. So some of them broke. Some of them have most definitely broke. Can use her bed to sleep. Yes, let's go. And then this one just doesn't have the axolotl head. Okay, weird. That is so weird. We need to finish this area. That might be on our to-do list in the near future, is getting this underway. I might put a message to builder chat at some point and just see who's still interested in working on it. And then I'll throw together my plan for it, finish it, if nobody else comes to claim it. We'll see. Whatever happened to Indigo? I think Indigo just ended up being busy with real life, which honestly, fair enough. kind of decided that the real world was more interesting than the virtual world, which, you know, I wish I could, I wish that were me. But you know what? This virtual world ain't so bad. There's a freaking pig in the nether. And I love that, those outposts are actually, like, properly set up. It used to be that you'd all spawn at spawn, and, like, spawn is fine, but, I got pig in the portal. You're stuck with us, King. I mean, like, for now. But when I eventually find somebody who takes me out of this virtual world, you're screwed. I don't know where you're gonna go, guys, but I'm gonna be leaving. No, I probably won't quit. I'll soft retire for probably about a month. Figure out some things schedule-wise to make everything work better. It didn't survive. Aw, rip. But then after I figure out that stuff, after the month, I'll probably go, yep, okay, we're returning back, but this is how we're doing it. And then you'll just see me a little bit less whenever I have to... Whenever I must go to be a good boyfriend. That's gonna be a weird title change. I have never had somebody call me that. That would be weird. Now I'm thinking about it. Wow. Huh. Okay. I just realized oh, Scotland forever. We love Scotland. Yeah, I think the main character, or not the main character, but the character who represents Frosthold is named Bjorn, isn't it? Which is a Swedish name, but I think the architecture is all based off of Scotland. Now I'm thinking about it. I'd have to double check it. It might be Swedish, but I'm pretty sure they based it all off of, like, Scottish houses, and that's kind of funny that I'm thinking about it. Unreal totally messed that up. Well, that's okay. He probably also thinks IKEA is around that area too, which, to be fair, I guess it kind of is. Scotland and Sweden are similar in closeness, I guess. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, like, compared to America, yeah, it's pretty darn close to each other. Now, geographically speaking, I couldn't tell you. I maps suck. Alright. It was just Viking themed. Okay. That's fair then. I guess, like, in that case, it would fit. It fits fine because Dancing Dragon. I want to go watch that video again. I might be watching that after stream. For those of you who don't know, the video I'm talking about, let me see if I can go pull up a link, because it is the most beautiful thing to ever grace YouTube. Or one of the most amazing things to grace YouTube. Where is it? Not that one. Is it this one? Yeah, I think it's this one. There you go. Enjoy. Or don't. That's up to you. Scotland forever. I saw Shipwreck. Now I'm gonna rewatch it. It's so good. It's so good. I really do enjoy enjoy that video casually too. How does this look? Okay. That's not garbage. Also, I am struggling. I think our ping might be going up, but it might be our TPS. Sad Scotland forever. It's looted. Aw. Okay, my ping just went up. That's fine. I'm at 1,000 ping. We're good. We're good. So how does this look from afar? Honestly, this is looking pretty sick. This is looking pretty sick. I like it. I'm kind of tempted to put in a couple of bushes, maybe. Just to try to fill in this bottom area a little bit more. Or start putting it in. Or we might save that for like one whole stream, just so I can title the VOD later bushes or something, and it would be a good time. Okay, what I'm gonna do, which feels like a dumb idea to me, but right now I just need to because I'm more out. I'm sorry, guys. I feel awful because I can't. I just can't seem to catch a break here. When it comes to stream times and stuff, but we're gonna call it here. Which it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. We built that cliff, which is good. We were gonna build that last time, and then we didn't, so we got that done. And we built that tree, and we built that tree right there, the small one, and the tree behind that. Which it's just looking pretty nice. I do like that. So we're gonna probably do more. Scotland Forever Village unlooted, yes. Let's go. So we're probably gonna go ahead and call it here, but good news, I'm snoozing the ads for a little bit longer so we can go find the right person to raid here. Who's live? Are any of my friends live? They are not. Okay. We could always raid him. Although we raided him recently, I don't know if I want to do it again. I like to try to give us a little bit of a mix. If I can, you know? I have some suggestion. If you want, yeah, absolutely, dude. Please. Please. Marcy time? Give me 1 second. Let me pull them up. Ringtail 216. Okay, I've definitely heard of Marcy time. Because I apparently follow them right now. Ringtail, I have not heard of. Let me check out what they're up to. Okay. Interesting. A little bit terrifying. Oh boy, okay. Okay. Let's see. Let's pick. I'm thinking. Let's do Marcy time. So thank you guys for watching. It's been fun. But as with all fun times, they eventually have to come to an end. Because without boredom, you can't have fun. So go be bored for a little bit. Or go have some more fun in somebody else's channel. We're going to be raiding Marcy time. So if you hop in the raid, you'll get some free channel points as a little bit of a bonus. But you'll also get to meet a cool streamer along the way. If you have any suggestions for my Twitch channel in terms of the channel points or just some things you guys want me to do, please join the Discord, because I'm going to be working on that during this week if I have some extra time. So there's a link for it there in chat. Thank you guys for watching, though. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope to see you guys again tomorrow when we're playing a different game. And I will hopefully, if I don't see you tomorrow, I'll see you another day. Good night, everybody.